Is the days are getting longer.
Yes.
I've noticed at 6 o'clock at night, there's still plenty of light out.
I am so
Great.
glad that you brought that up because we've got something big coming up in just over 2 weeks.
That's
Just
right.
a few days away, daylight saving time is going to begin, and that means we're going to spring forward. So the sun is going to come up a little bit later, but it's certainly going to set later as well as far as the daylight goes. So that's going to be something a lot of folks are looking forward to as we get into these warmer days as well. So spring begins in just 22 days, but daylight saving time begins on a Sunday, the 13th of March, and that is 15 days away. Let's talk about how that's going to impact our sunrises and our sunsets. Today, the sun comes up at 7:22. It's going to set today at around 6:33. That gives us a total of 11 hours, 11 minutes of daylight for today. Let's fast forward as we get into March 13th when daylight saving time begins. The sun's going to come up at 7:59, but it's going to set near 8 p.m. That gives us over 12 hours of daylight, and we will continue to gain daylight until we get into summer, of course. In fact, our longest day here in Indianapolis is June 25th, just based on our latitude, and at that point, we're going to get around 15 hours of daylight. That's the maximum that we see here in the Indianapolis metro and here through central Indiana, so something certainly to look forward to as we go through the next several months. Let's talk about what's out there this morning because it is still cold. 24 degrees at 7 a.m. and then 25 getting into the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to keep it cold with some lingering clouds around during the overnight. Eventually, as we get into the mid-morning and then into the afternoon, the sky will continue to clear. That brings back more sunshine, which will help out our warming trend. We get back above freezing later today, around 37 for a high in Indy, 34 in Kokomo, 37 in Greencastle, and around 39 for our friends down in Bloomington. And that puts us into the evening tonight as temperatures drop back below freezing with that mostly clear sky. By 7 p.m., we're down to 31 and then eventually into the upper 20s. It'll be a cold one overnight once again with that clear sky as we fall back to around 24 for a low here in Indy. Most of us in the low to mid 20s. That's how we get the day started on Sunday. But here's the deal. We've got a clear sky again. We've got a change in wind direction. It's going to pump in some warmer air, which is why we're already back above freezing, back above the forecast high for today by 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then eventually 42 by 1 o'clock and 44 for a high on Sunday. This is why I'm picking tomorrow to be the better day of the weekend. That warmer air is going to feel nice. 45 for a high tomorrow in Shelbyville and 44 in Greencastle. And we're going to continue with this warming trend, this colder air mass that's been dominating parts of the Great Lakes region, the Ohio River Valley, finally going to retreat to the north. And that will allow for this more mild air to build in from the west, continuously bringing up those temperatures as we look ahead at this next week. We're going to be well above average several days. You see this white line here? That's our average for this point this season, around 44. We get back to 47 Monday, 54 on Tuesday, and a slight cooling trend on Thursday. But even then, highs are still going to be above the average in the upper 40s. We're also settling into a more quiet stretch of weather with no real impactful systems coming through. We get a break from that wintry precip with partly cloudy skies for the end of next week.